In 2025, Liverpool are living through a new era under the guidance of Arne Slot, a manager who has quickly won over supporters with his innovative and charismatic approach. The Dutchman has brought with him a clear and energetic vision, transforming the team into a high-performance machine, while also learning to deal with the inevitable challenges that arise during a demanding Premier League season. Despite the praise he has received for his ability to integrate new signings and maintain the club's winning spirit, the defeat to Crystal Palace last weekend exposed some issues that need to be looked at carefully. For many, it was a reminder that even in the best campaigns, there are always moments of reflection and adjustment. The match against Palace was anything but predictable. It began as a tough contest, with Liverpool struggling to impose their characteristic tempo. Yet, just when all seemed lost, Federico Chiesa appeared like a flash of hope, scoring in the closing minutes to lift the crowd and reignite the sense of invincibility. For a brief moment, it looked as if the Reds would escape with at least a point, but fate had another dramatic twist in store. In the 97th minute, Eddie Nketiah struck with a sensational goal, sealing victory for the hosts and leaving Liverpool with a bitter taste and much to ponder. This result not only ended the team's unbeaten run, but also sparked intense debates about their performance and the controversial decisions that marked the encounter. One of the hottest topics after the game revolved around VAR and a contentious call that benefited Liverpool in the late equaliser. Crystal Palace defender Chris Richards did not hold back in expressing his frustration on social media. He fiercely criticised the VAR decision, arguing that Mohamed Salah had handled the ball in the build-up to Chiesa's goal. The Premier League Match Centre confirmed that the incident had been reviewed and upheld, stating there was no conclusive evidence of an infringement. However, Richards suggested the officials may have been too lenient, even sharing a freeze frame of the precise moment to support his view. This reignited fierce debates among fans and pundits, raising questions about the effectiveness and impartiality of video-assisted refereeing. For many, it served as yet another example of how VAR remains an imperfect technology, capable of generating controversy even with the best intentions. Meanwhile, on the pitch, another concern is beginning to grow: Liverpool's defence. Micah Richards, former player and now Match of the Day pundit, did not mince his words when highlighting flaws in Ibrahima Konaté's recent performances. Since arriving at the club in 2021, Konaté has formed a solid partnership with Virgil van Dijk, often praised for his reliability and composure. However, Richards pointed out that in recent matches, the 26-year-old has committed individual mistakes that have unsettled the team's defensive stability. "Konaté is starting to worry me," admitted Richards on the programme. "He and Van Dijk have always been a dependable pair, but lately his lapses are making the back line nervous. That's not something we're used to seeing from Liverpool." For Richards, these errors are concerning because they create a sense of vulnerability in a sector that has historically been a fortress for the Reds. Alan Shearer, another veteran of English football, joined in with his own critical assessment of Liverpool's backline. He noted that the team looked lost when confronted with Crystal Palace's intelligent movement, particularly in the first half. He had no answer to the way Palace controlled the game. The way the hosts passed and pressed left Liverpool completely disorientated. If it hadn't been for Alisson's crucial intervention, the scoreline could have been even more damaging. His comments reflected a growing concern over the need for tactical and technical adjustments to prevent such patterns repeating in future matches. The defence, long one of Liverpool's foundations of success, now seems to demand renewed focus to restore the levels of excellence supporters expect. Despite these setbacks, there are reasons for optimism. Arne Slot has shown skill in integrating new signings and moulding a cohesive team capable of competing at the highest level. The absence of Hugo Ekitike, suspended against Palace, opened the door for Alexander Isak to shine on his first league start, while Florian Wirtz returned to the lineup with renewed vigour. Although the result was not what they hoped for, these changes demonstrate that the Dutch manager is willing to experiment and adapt his strategy when needed. His tactical flexibility and ability to keep the squad motivated are qualities widely acknowledged by both players and fans.
Moreover, Liverpool's ability to create chances even in unfavourable situations continues to set them apart. Chiesa's late goal is a perfect example of the resilient mentality that defines the club's DNA. Even when the odds appear stacked against them, the Reds find ways to fight until the very last second. This is a direct reflection of Slot's philosophy, which encourages his players never to give up, regardless of the circumstances. This fighting spirit is one of the reasons why Liverpool remain among the most feared sides in Europe, even during difficult spells.
The future promises to be exciting for Liverpool under Arne Slot. With a talented, potential-filled squad combined with the experience and strategic vision of their manager, the Reds have all the tools needed to overcome early obstacles and chase even greater glories. The question now is how the team will respond to the challenges ahead and whether they can turn this defeat into fuel for a stronger resurgence. One thing is certain, with Arne Slot at the helm, Liverpool will continue to write memorable chapters in their rich history, inspiring passion and admiration among millions of fans worldwide. It is also worth noting that the debate surrounding VAR remains a delicate issue, not just for Liverpool but for the entire Premier League. The technology, although introduced to improve decision-making accuracy, often generates controversy and division among players, managers and fans. The incident involving Chiesa's goal and Chris Richards' complaint is just another example of how VAR can directly influence a result and spark heated discussions. For many, the key to resolving these issues lies in improving communication and transparency, ensuring that all stakeholders understand the reasoning behind decisions. Back in the Liverpool's dressing room, Arne Slot knows the focus must now be on the next challenge. The Dutch coach has already shown he can get the best out of his players, even in difficult moments. His calm but firm leadership has been crucial in keeping the squad united and motivated. He has also been working tirelessly to correct the defensive flaws exposed against Palace, aware that a team as ambitious as Liverpool cannot afford repeated mistakes. The Konate-Van Dijk partnership, once considered virtually impenetrable, now faces challenges that require close attention and specific tactical adjustments. Ultimately, Liverpool in 2025 are a team in constant evolution, shaped by a visionary manager and composed of players who represent the future of world football. Despite the occasional stumble, the passion and determination that define the club remain intact. With Arne Slot at the helm, the Reds are ready to face any opponent and overcome any obstacle in their path. The next chapter of Liverpool's story promises to be full of excitement, drama, and, perhaps, more trophies to enrich the club's legacy even further.